is Marian Guy. I work for National Taxpayers Association as a project assistant, and I'm currently implementing a project on social accountability in Vihiga County. NTA signed an MOU with Vihiga County to implement a project on social accountability, which is being funded by Hewlett Foundation. The project runs for 2 years. We have just completed the first year and we're in the second year that ends next year in October. And so the goal of the project is to develop a citizen report card that shows the progress of the implementation of development projects in Vihiga County. We are focusing on 3 major sectors. We have the water, education, and the health sectors. Among the objectives of the project is to strengthen governance in Vihiga County through empowerment of citizens so that they can be able to demand for quality service delivery. Another objective is to strengthen the relationship between the county government and the citizens so that they are able to respond to the issues that are being articulated by the citizens during this period of implementation, and even for sustainability. That means henceforth citizens are able to articulate issues to the county government and they're able to respond and take the necessary action. So today we were training the OTGs, and maybe I can just break down the meaning of OTGs. It's Organized Taxpayer Group. These are citizens that represent the community and are anchored under the law. In the health sector, we have the Health Facility Management Committee members. In the ECDs, we have Board of Management. In the TVET, we have Board of Governance. Then we have the water sector, where we have the Water Resource Users Association, the RUAs, that actually monitor the community projects and they articulate the issues that are raised by the community in the sectors. So NTA was conducting a training again in partnership with Vihiga County on their roles and entitlements as OTGs in the particular sectors, on the budget process, on social accountability. The importance of this training was to empower them so that they are able to demand for quality services from the county, and also to ensure that public funds are being used prudently, because they are taxpayers and they have a right to demand for accountability of their taxes.
Naitwa Philip Gavuna, nikiwa acting county secretary na pia chief officer katika wizara ya biashara, viwanda na utalii. County government ya Vihiga iko na MOU na NTA. Na mko hapa kwa ajili ya hiyo MOU. Tunapokaa hapa kujifunza, jihesabu kama the ambassador of this program. This is a very, very key program with the county. And it is revolving around corporate governance, good governance, uongozi mwema katika miradi zetu. Sio katika private sector, but katika public sector. Utendaji kazi katika serikali. Hizi ni vitu tunasikika tu kwa corporate world, companies. But for us to deliver service to our people, to our citizens, we have to inculcate corporate governance katika public sector. The functions of good governance in the public sector is to ensure that entities act in the public interests at all time. Integrity. Unaguza on ethical values and the rule of law. Openness, uwazi, kufanya mambo yetu uwazi through stakeholder engagements.
My name is Bongo Ngoseiwe. I'm the Director for Civic Education and Public Participation, County Government of Vihiga. I think it has come out clearly that one, most of our organized taxpayer groups have not been capacity built on their functions. Their roles are not clear cut, but I think from the training, their roles are more of oversight and supervision. And the training has offered them an opportunity to take responsibility for the duties that they have been assigned, and that failure to which they'll be held accountable. They cannot purport to indicate that they sit on the fence, because besides the in charges, they too are members of those committees, and any decision made is collective. The project between NTA and the county government in Vihiga is going to be a boost to the kind of work that I do, because people are now understanding the value of involving the public. Initially, it has been somebody can just walk somewhere and groundbreak a project and say, this project belongs to this community, without necessarily initiating processes of acceptability.
My name is Gilbert Kai. I'm the sub-county administrator, Vihiga sub-county in Vihiga County. It is a very good training, and it's a training that's going to help us equip wananchi in playing a very critical role in participating in development matters, especially the projects on the ground. We want to involve them. Fully, so that they own their own government as it is in the Constitution, bringing development close to people, but also involving people in decision-making process.
My name is Hudson Mwashi. I'm the sub-county administrator at Vihiga. Sometimes when the citizens elect a government, they don't know that it is within their powers to put this government to task, to make it accountable. Because actually it is their money that is being used to carry out any projects. So this training has actually reminded me that it is our responsibility to involve the citizens in questioning what the government is doing. One, I'll make sure that I'm very accessible to the public, and I'm open to listen to them and to involve them in any government programs that I'm undertaking by virtue of my office.
My name's Alex Kevogo. I'm the sub-county administrator, Luanda. Most importantly, it will be important before any project is done that I involve the community, so that the community actually owns the projects, and two, they know what is actually expected of the project that is being done, so that at each and every stage of the project, they are able to actually ask for accountability and a request for transparency from whoever is implementing the project. And two, maybe from what I've learned today, from whichever a signpost shall be put at the place, we shall always tell the community to actually, if in case of in need of any information, they can actually read on the whatever notice board or the signpost that is there, so that if they need any information, they can inquire from the respective people that are indicated on the signposts. When any project shall be done in my area, I'll request my bosses to make the BQs open to us, so that they give us an opportunity to be able to ask for value for money for whatever project that is being done. And two, from the contractors, we shall demand that whatever that has been indicated in the BQ is actually what we get on the ground.
The overview of the training, it is timely, and it is even supposed to have come like yesterday.
The main objective of this training was to capacity build the OTGs on the budget process and on social accountability to enhance service delivery in the county.
My name is Mr. Ngose Siguli Philip. I come from Vihiga County. I'm a higher sub-county.
I'm Rose Musamali from Hamisi sub-county, Vihiga County.
Kwa majina naitwa Tom Kenneth Adwanyika. Mimi ni mwenyekiti ya Kilifi West Water Users Association, Chepsaga Water Project.
Elias Onyango Isigi, a member of the management board of the Vihiga Referral Hospital. Training has been very important. And I want, first of all, before I say something, to congratulate our excellent the governor for having joined this civic group so that our people in Vihiga are well informed of their roles.
I'm the vice chairperson of a primary school in the village, that is Shipala Primary School. I'm also a board member of Cheptulu Primary School, where I stand as a sponsor. And I'm also a board member of Kaimosi, this polytechnic. It used to be called polytechnics. This time they are vocational training centers.
Kwa majina naitwa George Lung'ao Kinzi kutoka Kisambai Ward, Hamis Sabu County. Mimi ni mwenyekiti wa kamati ya Kapchemani Dispensary ikiwa Kisambai Ward, Hamisi Sub County.
I'm a BOM member of Ebukuya Special Primary School, which is in Luanda Sub County. Yes.
What is your take about your role as a BOM member?
Yes, we have a role to play in the BOM, but you see now also the roles also are limited according to the structures. And currently, we look at the function of the county government, where we're having now ECDs at the school. So you find that the way ECDs are operating, you find that yes, we have a role to play, but we need some legal engagements with the county government so that we can harmonize them. So they can have that total engagement, even in terms of the structures and how we are doing the programs and projects.
You consider yourself a leader as elected leaders, or you see yourself as a small leader?
I'm a leader. Yeah, I'm a leader of various organizations in the county and even outside this county.
Kama kiongozi, kama wale wengine walipigiwa kura, kwa maana ile facility ina serve wananchi na niko pale kwa niaba yao. Ingawa pia ilibidi nipigiwe kura kuwa mwakilishi wa sehemu fulani wa Kisambai Ward. Wakati tulifika kwa mkutano nikapigiwa kura, nikachaguliwa pia kama mwenyekiti wa facility.
Kuna kamati ambayo tunaendesha hiyo mradi tangu mwaka 2009. Ilianza hiyo mradi, na hii mradi ya maji, na kwanza tulianza na ya gravity ya maji, kwa sababu tuliona miradi ingine hii ya stima hii kuwa conducive kwa wananchi, kwa sababu mambo ya power. Tukafikiria tuanze mradi kwanza. Hiyo mradi tulianza kwa 3 phases. Ya kwanza ikawa ya gravity, maji yenyewe iteremke. Ya pili ni ilikuwa na dona fulani alikupatia tena mradi phase ya pili ya hii tunaita hydro, yani maji kusukuma maji yenyewe. Na ya tatu sasa hii inaweka solar pumping system ambayo tunataka kutumia ya jua, ndio wanajenga sasa. Up to date is under construction.
What is your understanding now as a BOM member after this training, and how are you willing to go forward as a leader in BOM?
Yes, we are after this training. Now I'm much informed on how we are supposed to engage with the county government and even with the national government in matters of management of our institutions. One is for social accountability of the projects. You know, previously, just the way county government is doing, like a construction of ECD, they just send a contractor come to school, construct. You know, you have not seen the BQ, but now we have now been informed that from today when you're going back, and I'm going to also to disseminate the same to my board members, so that in case of anything, I am supposed to account for any project we're doing, and also we're supposed to engage with who are the donors, the county government, in a meaningful way.
From today, most of us have learned that we have a responsibility to the community. So much so that any projects going on, we have to monitor and know the accountability of everyone involved in these projects. This training has been enormous. It has really opened our eyes. Most of our people here, they felt shy to get involved in wanting to know what is happening. And this has even caused siphoning of information on the projects in the county is not getting up to the county place. Nobody is capable of giving information from the projects up to the emanating areas, for example, from the county area. And even the wananchi, after public participation, they shy away from the projects. So now we'll educate them to know that it is their responsibility.
Honestly, as I have been on those boards for some good time, we seem to have just been stamped. So and so is on the board, and actually much has not been relayed to us. If it's a project, the information will be very shady, and then we see the project going on. We didn't have those cards of wanting to come in and see. We would leave everything to the head of the department, thinking that he's the one who owns the project. But as from yesterday, I have come to realize that those projects in those institutions belong to wananchi. So the citizens have got a right and a demand for their rights as the projects are initiated.
Sana hiyo mradi vile ninayo kwa wananchi mpaka unatakana mafunzo now and then, kwa sababu wengine wako adamant, wengine wanaanza kubomoa hiyo pipes work, mpaka wafunze niwaambie hiyo masharti na regulation ya maji. Ingawa inakuwa vigumu kwa sababu tuko ni wengine wako kichwa maji tu, wanaharibu tu mradi, kwa sababu kupatia mradi wanaichukua kama mradi ni ya county au ni ya serikali. But najaribu kuambia hii mradi ni yenu, muitumie vizuri, muitunze, itamsaidia kwa mambo ya afya na maisha bora.
What I would appeal to the county government is the county government should initiate more of these meetings, more of these seminars, to get a wide community get informed. Because as we get out down there, we may not get the facilities to facilitate everybody, but we want more of these seminars done in this county.
Ile hali ya kuwa na uwazi na ile hali ya inaitwa kuhusisha wananchi na wanakamati wengine. Hatuhusishi sana kwa vitengo za mwisho, lakini kwa mfano kwa budget huwa tunahusishwa, tunaulizwa tufanye budget, lakini kwa wakati wa implement hatuhusishi sana. Kwa mfano kama kuna project ambayo inatakiwa ifanyike kwa facility, mtaletewa tu contractor, ambao contractor wengine naweza sema saa nyingine wanakuwa wajeuri. Hata ukimuuliza BQ anakuambia enda ona chief officer, na hiyo monitoring inakuwa ngumu kwa sababu hujaona BQ, hujajua nini inaendelea. Mwishowe yule mtu atatengeneza ile project ametuma atengeneze, kama ni renovation, kama ni ujenzi, atatengeneza na aende.
Corruption comes in when there is a misunderstanding of data. When the public doesn't know which kind of data they are dealing with. You find that, for example, when you're just talking about the construction, like we are not accessing the BQs. That's where corruption comes in, because you don't understand at which level that project is supposed to be done. But from today, what you've learned is about accessing the information. So when you shall have that information before any project, and then if we shall now incorporate the government before they do it at the planning stage. So when we know everything at the planning stage, then we come also at the implementation stage, and we shall also cooperate them. Then I think we shall have closed the loopholes for corruption, because the corruption comes in when mostly the public doesn't know information and the government knows information. So there between corruption comes in.
Ningependa wanakamati wawe wakihusishwa, kwa sababu hao ndio macho ya wananchi, ili tupunguze ama tuongezee mambo ya kuwajibika na uwazi.
Today, the end of the seminar, it has empowered me to voice. It has also taken away my fear that if I can go to my head teacher or the head of institution, atanichukuliaje? That thing, I think it has been washed away. I have the confidence from the training that it's my right to talk to them openly, and also voice for the citizens to know that that school, that church, or that institution, like the vocational training center, it's not for the manager, it is theirs. And they have to stand and know what is really going on.
Before they implement anything, as the board members, we shall also engage them. We have to know who is doing the project, at the cost of the project, and when it's supposed even to end, who is doing it. So from today, I think we have been informed, and we are going to do it well.
The members of the board should demand to know how much is involved in every project, time limits, and even the type of workmanship done on that project should be accounted for, and even the period to be taken. Yeah.
This place by Kenya Revenue Authority inasema kulipa ushuru ni kujitegemea.
Yes.
Kuna ingine kulipa ushuru na utumizi bora wa ushuru ndio kujitegemea. Which phrase would you like to associate yourself with?
I like the last one.
Kulipa ushuru na utumizi bora wa ushuru ni kujitegemea.
Yes. I think, when you pay for the tax, and you're expecting also that amount of paying to be used well. And if we shall use our resources well, then we shall be independent. We shall not be borrowing. But if we don't use the resources well, then we shall also be following the likes of our national leaders when they are always borrowing, because the little resources we have, we're not using them well in terms of the tax we are giving them.
Napenda kuwa associated na huyo msemo wa mwisho ambao unasema kulipa ushuru kulipa ushuru na utumizi bora wa ushuru ndio kujitegemea.
What I want to say, the county government, they have made a wonderful effort. Now, it has been difficult to siphon information from their projects to measurable standards. What they have been doing is they have projects, and nobody is there to tell them how far the progression of these projects. So I would tell the county government to give support of this civic group so that we have continuity.
NTA has done a perfect job. I looked at the type of people who are facilitating the program, people at the level of directors, and the proposal by NTA to nominate senior officers from the Department of Treasury to train the committee members and the OTGs was a perfect suggestion and recommendation. Secondly, even the officers who came from National Taxpayers Association seemed to understand, in depth, exactly what they were facilitating on. The only thing I would wish is we expand the scope of how many people we train. Because of limited resources, I think we trained a few people. But if you got more resources and made this a rollout program where we are training 90% of OTGs, then there will be more accountability in the facilities that we manage more than before.